Hello and welcome to the Diva of Universal Lives. This is Carrie. You can find me on Twitter at Diva of DOOL and Instagram Diva underscore Dole and Facebook Diva Days of Our Lives. And you can also see us on YouTube. We are live 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And from the Witness Protection Program, we have our friend Anna here.
Hello. Anna's my assumed name. It's not my real name. So, hey, you can find me at Kazi Hooch, more on Instagram these days and on X. And yeah, that's about it. And Carrie, is that an elevator in the background? Very, very good. I like that. I like that.
Yes, I kicked out EJ and Belle was they were getting on my nerves.
Yeah. I love it.
At least it's not Chad and Cat again.
Yeah.
I'll take EJ and Bill over them. Yeah.
And we have Marianne here tonight.
Hi everyone. You can find me at Mama_Hooch on X and Instagram, and I'm also on Facebook.
And Miss Jen is here tonight.
Hey, I'm at REXJDK at Twitter.
For anyone on Facebook, it worked last week. So if anybody's on Twitter or YouTube, could you please make a comment in the chat on Twitter and Facebook? You can make a comment there. I want to see if that's working so we can do live interviews soon. So please just all you have to do is say hi. Just let us know that you're there. So and please also like, share, subscribe, follow, do your thing. Rate. Please rate too. We need more ratings on Spotify in particular. So basically just find your shortest interview, listen to it, and then give us 5 stars. So Marianne, do you want to start with Tony and Maggie this week?
Oh, yes, Tony and Maggie. Well, first it starts out, we had a little bit of a scene with him and EJ. They were talking about EJ must have found out what, the meeting was with Xander and Philip, and he was congratulating Tony, on what his terms are and hoping that, everything's going to work out and they're going to get Titan and Demira back. So after EJ leaves, Tony is kind of like relaxing. He has his eyes closed, sitting in the chair, listening to his opera. And all of a sudden, the music stops. And there stands Maggie, and she throws down the remote and just, sorry to interrupt your opera listening or whatever. And so she confronts him about, she heard about the, his demands. No, she didn't hear about the demands yet. She heard that he confronted them about the fraud. That was an issue when she came. And so he tells her, let's see, about the fraud. I'm trying to think. Did he go back to the Kiriakis mansion after that? See, I'm trying to think.
I thought I stayed at the Demira Mansion.
Everything was at the Demira mansion. Okay. So she found out about him coming to the square and doing everything and making these demands. And so he said, have you talked to Xander and Philip, yeah. So she hadn't heard yet about exactly what the fraud was, exactly what Tony's demands were. And so he told her, and I guess he was a little surprised that she was okay with it. Was that on this week, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was surprised that she was okay, that she knew what was going on all along. And when she heard what his terms were, she says, Tony, you're better than that. Meaning, take like more or less, why do you want to take Titan too? He said, well, you did it. You started it. You took Demira. Why shouldn't I get Demira back and take Titan? So I don't know what she expected, kind of made sense there. So, and I guess she was kind of talking as old friends. She thought she could convince Tony, as old friends, and he didn't want it to get to that. He thinks that he can win. So they kind of had a good, back and forth there together. So I don't know, what did anybody else think? I thought Maggie did a great job. I liked seeing her, stand up to Tony and, so.
Yeah, but Tony's right.
Yeah, well, he is right.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure he's right. Yeah. I know what she's doing, but also couldn't she get it? Like if he comes back and says all these people that knew about the fraud, couldn't they?
Yeah.
He could get them all in trouble.
I
really.
would think.
Not only Philip, but Stephanie and Alex and Maggie.
And Sarah?
If he wanted to, yes. And Sarah.
Do you think he would have been more receptive if she showed up with honey instead of vinegar?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yes.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying she needed to grovel or beg, but maybe, not come in with such an attitude.
Yeah, like what did what did she expect? Did she think it was okay for them to get it the way that they did?
Right.
Right.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think they all realize that Tony's got the leverage. I mean, they
Well, they all
basically
do.
stole his family's company out from under them with hardly even a thing other than Mr. Chin supported it, but like it was all under fraudulent terms. So I don't know.
Yes. And then I guess that takes us to like Maggie and then her talking with the three of them. Like Brady thinks that they should just
Give
give
it
in,
up.
give it up. Xander doesn't want to do that. Philip's kind of in the middle. Maggie definitely doesn't want them to give it up. She wants to go to trial. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a big risk if they go to trial because not only could they lose everything, also then Philip could go to jail and maybe they all could go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brady is the brains of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess what they said what wanted to do is give him back to Mira, but they want to keep Kyriakis.
Yeah.
Maybe they were going to try to negotiate with him. Okay, we'll give you back to Mira, but we don't want you to take Kyriakis. But that's not what Tony wants.
Then the reality is that other than this steamy novel, apparently that's holding up Titan right now. The entire international
Yes.
conglomerate is writing on this book because everything else must not be. I guess the illicit drug sales and the cargo ships illegally entering Salem waters is not, whatever.
It's not a
Yeah.
legit company,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're getting killed with tariffs.
So basically, yeah. So
When the
basically,
CEOs trying to kill each other.
yeah, that could be part of it. So basically, they're not even sure. Philip and who is it? Xander? No, who was
Xander.
it? Philip and Brady. We're talking at the end about how towards the end of it, by themselves, after Gabby left the room to go spill to Tony, they're not even sure that Titan is viable as a business
By itself.
by
Yes.
itself. And so it's almost like either it's a true merger and they all have to work together, or Tony's going to just take it all and pay them maybe close to fair market value, which who knows how much that is, but
They offered them triple fair market,
that's right.
which is a good deal for the Kyriakis guys.
Yeah.
And that's what they say, take the money and start out again.
Yeah.
Maybe that
take the
money will
money
help
and
them. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
well, what with they have that, don't they have Basic Black and Gabby Cheap? I mean, they're all doing bad. They have all these subdivisions or whatever they call them to, I don't know.
But Gabby's would go back to Demira.
Yeah.
And I think Brady and Basic Black also is owned by Demira. Because Kristen was always
No,
good.
But one of the
with Kyriakis.
Well, I mean, it's
no,
sort
it
of,
seemed like they went back and forth at some point
Yeah.
because when Brady said something about I don't want Basic Black to be Demira, I'm thinking it's been Demira before. I've lost
Yes, it
track, but I
has.
know that
But
it
yeah,
has.
it has. It has. It was Demira at the beginning, right? And then it went to Titan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And Brady doesn't even know if he wants to do Basic Black anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's no passion there for I'm kind of like, why are you guys? I mean, I get the legacy and all, but who was it during the week that gave this? Was it Brady that was like once again the voice of reason out of the blue that, or was it Philip? Maybe Philip. One of them was talking about all the destruction that's come about over the
Brady.
years. Okay, yeah, okay, so yeah, that's right. That they were all fighting for this position and to lead the company and all this. And meanwhile, all these relationships have been destroyed or ruined or damaged at some point, and their lives is basically
they've all
brought
fought
them.
for the top position at one point or another.
It's all brought them misery,
Right.
And so, what I'm dying to know is what's Gabby going to do when she finds out Tony is
that's
taking
what
her
I'm
out?
waiting.
Like, ouch.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see and see what Tony says when she finds out about that it's going to be Theo and he's double crossed her. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't like that whole idea of Theo either. It does not make sense to
I
me.
think Theo would be better as the chief technological.
Because right now that
I
Theo
didn't
is
think
not
he'd be the
impressing me
CEO.
at all.
I don't think he'd be it doesn't make sense for him to be the CEO, but I thought what he was offering him was maybe like the top technology position for the company.
No, he's offering CEO.
See, that doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make
No.
sense. Oh, well, yeah, when you're like 20 some years old. Yeah. 30. Yeah.
Well, and he's had no experience really in the
Right,
company
and
except
yet had
for
no
in the things that ended up getting him shot, the little offshoot things, projects.
Yeah. Breaking and entering. You might get
Yeah.
shot.
Well, how is anybody liking this Theo guy, this new Theo?
No, not
No.
yet.
He's like, I don't know, this is something.
He's
Gotta get
okay.
used to him. I gotta give him a chance, though.
Like him, but I think part of it is he's trying to weave in the personality aspects of original Theo, like trying to not be like he never had autism, like when for a while when Philip had his leg grow back, remember years ago? It's like
Yeah, does he
I
have
think they're
autism?
trying I think they're trying to
I don't know.
maybe show that he's grown out of some aspects or worked really hard to develop
Maybe.
certain skills, but there's still some aspects that touch his life naturally with autism. And so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
With
think
any
that's
new
probably a
actor.
struggle that's probably a little bit of a struggle for the actor because you don't want to be accused of being like, "Oh yeah, I'm living the life, carefree, I'm a young guy, whatever, doing whatever," when he has had challenges his whole life,
And he's still dealing with the shooting, I think.
Right. And the
AJ, the
trauma
way
from that and everything, yeah.
yeah, he's still not, over that or dealing with that anyway.
And those scenes where he basically admitted that to Abe that he did take a lot of fire, figuratively speaking,
Oh,
for
yeah,
being the son of the chief of police and all that,
when he was in school.
mayor and all that, yeah.
And the kid that bullied him, I guess Abe's starting this mentoring program.
Mhm.
And this one, where the name was, I forget the name, but anyway, he must have been in and out of trouble, and here he finds out it's the son that was bullying the boy that was bullying his son. So
The name is Liam.
Liam, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So that must be something new. I wonder if this is going to be a new character. I guess maybe we'll see, and maybe Theo will have to deal with him. I don't know.
So we just need more characters on the
Like
show.
yeah,
I know.
more younger characters. Yeah, just keep bringing them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
Don't
when
use
we
the older ones that you have.
And then we find out one of the ones they're bringing back is one of the
Oh,
least desirable ones that we could possibly
Please
imagine
don't let
bringing
it be
back.
the same actor. Is it the same guy? I'm thinking it is. I don't know. Has anybody heard?
I haven't heard. I
I
was
did not
thinking it
care
was
for
a
him at
fluke.
all.
I don't know because
Hey,
he's gone on to have some other big roles, so I don't
Okay.
know if he was wanting to come back or not. But just that whole era,
Just the character.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
reminded of that ever again.
Yeah.
But I guess we see him next week, maybe? I don't know. I think maybe he's
yes, Friday's episode, it says Julie welcomes home a member of the family.
next week.
Yeah, so it'd be Friday.
That was funny how she's talking about, well, we do have a Horton homecoming. And Stephanie's like, kind of like, and she's like, oh, yeah, didn't you and Jeremy date for a while?
Yeah, and he's taking a job on at the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's staying. Yes.
Well, wait a second. He was a pilot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's a pilot slash doctor?
Is he a doctor now?
Well, hey, EJ got his internet law degree overnight. So it's possible. I mean, Jeremy comes from Horton stock. He could very well be a pilot and, suddenly a doctor.
Yeah, but I think in Israel, the young men have to serve in the armed forces. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So he could have. Oh, that's right. Because his mom's Robin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
And then
anyway,
wasn't that Talia? She wanted to make candy, but we ended up finding out she really was a doctor.
well, that's right. I loved that
Jada's
story with
sister?
Mike and Robin back in the day.
I didn't like
Like
Robin.
Robin.
I liked April.
Who
Oh,
wants
April, yeah. I
who
like
wants to explain to Doc, who is listening, who Jeremy is?
Robin and no, go ahead, Jen. You're better at that.
Jeremy is Mike Horton and Robin Jacobs' son. There was a big storyline about the religions of the two characters. Mike was Protestant and Robin was Jewish. And for a while they worked, then they had Robin come back with Jeremy when Mike was about to marry April. And Michael T. Weiss was leaving at the time. He got the Dark Shadows role.
Shadows.
Yeah. And then he went to Pretender.
Yes.
He was the
Okay.
only Mike that I know.
That's
So
the
he's
Mike.
my
that I-
Mike with the beard and the
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
liked Roar.
Yeah, and Rourke Critchlow was in
Oh, yeah,
them.
Rourke. He was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew the kid from Land of the Lost was one of Mike Hortons.
Get out.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Wesley. Wesley Yore.
He played one of the kids.
Gosh.
He played Mike before Michael T. Weiss.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. He had really curly hair.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. And he was on Land of the Lost. He played the son, right? The older
Yeah,
son.
Will, I think his name was.
Yeah.
that was one of the worst shows of all time.
You're not kidding.
Land of the Lost. I remember that.
My brother made me watch it
No,
with him
H.R.
sometimes.
Puffin stuff was one of the worst.
Oh,
That was awful.
or Barney.
But there again,
Everybody was high
Witchy
back then.
Poo. Yeah, Witchy Poo. H.R. Puffin stuff.
Well, since we're talking about Stephanie, she had, well, the blackout happened, she was supposed to do an online chat about her book. And the person joining the chat was our girl, Bonnie Lockhart Kyriakis.
I love the hair. I love the haircut.
Yeah, she looked fabulous.
Yeah.
She looks great. And Bonnie cracked me up because I'm a Duran Duran fan. She was like, oh, I wanted to marry Simon Le Bon, but then I'd be Bonnie Le Bon.
Bonnie LeBon.
It's so cute. Yeah, so she caught Stephanie because I was like, oh, sorry, it was late because it was the blackout, and Bonnie clocked it. She's like, oh, are you in Salem? And then she came up with the lie that, oh no, Titan's, but she's doing this through Titan, and Titan's in Salem. So, but that was pretty cool. Bonnie clocked that one, but then she totally bought it, and
yeah,
they were
that
just,
was good.
yeah, and she was, well, other people in the chat were asking her basically if certain stories in the book were based on stuff that Stephanie actually did. And I'm still having a hard time thinking that Stephanie is a sex freak. It's not clicking in
Well,
my head.
you know what?
But we want more
At one point,
details on what this was.
she said some things are based on my very creative imagination, and some things are based, at least in part, on experience. But I'll never tell. And then the next
Which is
question,
which.
she
Yeah.
tells what one of them was her imagination, even though it wasn't. It was real. And I'm sure the
Real.
person typing in that question was Jeremy, asking about that particular, So anyway, but you know what I was thinking she was going to do? I was thinking she was going to say, well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Signing off. This is Stephanie. I mean, Anastasia. I thought she was going to slip and say her name. Wait till Kayla figures it out.
God.
Getting close because she found the thing, and Stephanie said, oh, I'm representing Anastasia Sands. So she's all excited about that. So yeah, she's getting closer.
Yeah.
She's read the book. And it's funny, Bonnie was asking Maggie, did you read the book? Maggie said, no, I haven't read the book. And it shows Maggie opens up to whatever. Everybody opens up to that chapter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to know what's in that chapter. She opens up. So I guess Maggie's going to read the book.
Yes. Oh, so at the end, after the blackout, was basically, oh God, I forgot his name, Alex ended up at the pub with Felicity and Chanel, and they were having a rave. And
Yeah.
poor Roman doesn't even get a night off with a blackout. I'm not even sure how he was cooking for everybody. So unless
He
he has
built
a
a
grill.
fire. He built a fire in the back.
He probably had it pre-made.
He said
I
something
don't
about
know.
propane, but I don't know.
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
Propane, yeah.
Yeah, I could say from work experience, usually when there's a blackout, they do escort everybody out of the building just for safety reasons.
Yes, for food safety reasons and stuff too.
Mhm.
Yeah, tripping or anything. So, but I felt bad for Roman. Like I was happy he
Yeah.
was actually on screen for the first time in a long time, but
Yeah.
that making him. I mean, seriously, to me, if there's a blackout, last thing I'm going to do is go to a restaurant and get something to eat.
Said that I was like, ew.
Let's see if
Sometimes
anybody has
because
food.
sometimes the water's affected, and you're like, I don't think so. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, the appliances aren't working, the fridge
And
isn't
he's totally
working.
fine with Stephanie walking all over town to get over there when
Yeah.
it's pitch black everywhere. Like, I don't know. I did think it was kind of cute, the rave lights and all that, the beads. That was kind of cute, especially with Felicity. Those were cute scenes.
Yeah,
I thought
I
those were
like
really
her.
cute. I did
Yeah.
too. She makes me smile, and they try to make it fun for her, and so I thought that was sweet. But yeah, so yeah.
So Stephanie was done with her chat and she walks through the town square and she thinks there's someone following her, and then Alex shows up. And it wasn't him following her, but scared off the person who was there who had flowers and then saw Alex and then dropped the flowers into the garbage can.
Yeah. So Jeremy was apparently going to show up and present those flowers to her and say, "I read page 270."
Is this going to be a triangle, or is he just going to be trouble? Is he going to be the bad guy, or?
Ugh.
Well,
Room
remember,
70.
she did not want to have anything to do with him because she didn't want, when they did that initial press release, she kept part of that out. And Kate, I don't know, somehow it ended up getting sent out anyway.
Do we
So
know
the
the
part of
back
the book or
history on them
huh?
at all? Do we know the back history on them at all?
I
He's
don't
a
know.
Did
Did
he
Stephanie do
assault her?
Touch My Thighs? Was Stephanie
Yeah.
one of the girls that did the Touch My Thighs?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think she was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shelley Hennig.
Yeah. He was basically a scumbag.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought he was like a player or a not a very nice guy, from what I remember. I
He
don't know.
may have even forced himself on one of them. I can't remember. It
That's
seemed
what
like
I
there was
thought. I thought
something.
there was some kind of sexual
There
assault or
was something. When he left town with
not on
a
a good terms.
cloud
Yeah.
over his head. Not
Yeah.
everybody maybe knew why, but it was definitely like,
Okay. Yeah. Some things are sketchy.
And he bullied Nick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, now that would be a good
Typical
storyline.
frat
If you
boy.
have Jeremy back, then have Nick back.
Yeah.
And fight it out. Because Jeremy should be scared shitless of Nick at this point.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I honestly don't really even remember that much about Jeremy and Stephanie other than he was a pilot and he was skeevy and she was a stewardess.
yeah,
Mhm.
skeevy is a good word.
Yeah.
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 And wasn't his co-pilot sleeping with Lexi?
Oh, I thought his co-pilot was Jet Carver. So I don't think Jet would be doing that. I don't know. Lexi
Nope,
saw
he didn't.
Tech. Tech was the last one I remember her cheating on Abe with.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Yeah, but Lexi also cheated with Jonah, I think.
Lexi got around.
Nope. Yes.
I love Lexi.
They all do.
I know.
And Joy Wesley got another shout out this week.
Yeah. I don't think it's a coinky.
That's 2
You
weeks
know, when
in a
they
row.
start using their names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Chanel was complaining to Alex about Joy and the whole oh god, the show. I can't remember Body and Soul.
Body and soul.
Yeah, because they were talking about because I forgot all about Body and Soul, and they're like, yeah, I don't really miss it, and acting's not for me, and blah blah blah. And then she talked about Joy.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have to bring her back. I thought the actress was fantastic too. I really liked her. She was memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she'll come. I'd be willing to bet she's coming back with
Yeah.
kid in tow.
Yeah.
Anybody want to tackle the college kids and all
Oh,
the shenanigans?
God, darling. And Holly is stupid.
Just what I want to see.
Sorry.
Well, kids
Holly
number
can't handle
one,
her liquor, man. What'd she have? 2
don't
drinks?
Well, Holly
party.
does not have a good history with.
Well,
She-
that's true.
she's
But that
on
was
weekend.
drug. Yeah. She
Yeah,
has
but
the
it's
drug
the same thing.
addiction.
And
This
can
was
we
beer,
can we
right?
just say
No
that
wine.
Sophia is the new what was the
Oh,
crazy lady that
Can't
Yeah.
spare.
no
Ugh.
the one that we just had that was like that
Oh,
serial
Who?
killer.
Whitney. No, not Whitney.
Whitley, not Whitley.
No, not that one. I'm
Connie.
talking. Yes,
It's
Connie.
Connie. Connie was good
I'm,
though.
I'm like
I
afraid
like
for
Connie.
this. I'm afraid this girl's gonna go around. I mean, yeah.
Who gave somebody? She has a Morticia Adams hair. See the hair? I don't know if
Yeah.
it's Wednesday or Morticia or whatever, but yeah, she has that hair. She looks like she's from the Adams family, making her
She
look
comes
more
across as
sinister.
so innocent and sweet, and then it's like, boop, 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 her neck turns around 360, and
And Tate falls for it. All the men fall for those stupid.
Brady
Yep.
actually gave good advice for once.
Yes,
he
he did.
did.
Yeah, to his son. Oh,
He's the
yes.
voice of reason in Salem now. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know what
He
happened.
needs to take his own advice sometimes, but yeah, that's the thing, Brady. Yeah.
Brady as Sage, as Salem Sage. I
But
never
Tate
saw it
knew what he
coming.
did. Tate knew what he did was wrong. He basically admitted it to his dad. He knew.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be told.
I thought
Yeah.
those were good. And I think Brady was probably secretly kind of scared that his son sounded a lot like Teresa.
Yeah.
Plotting
Yeah.
a multi-layered plot to manipulate someone. That was kind of a little bit of a red flag for Brady.
So,
of all the red flags that he's missed over the decades.
Yep.
so I guess Sophia's what setting up Holly and Johnny. She's going to take two down at once, right? She hates Johnny. She doesn't want Holly, so
And
she
it's
takes
going to
these
make it look
pictures of her.
like Chanel is flirting with Alex and Holly's flirting with, it's going to be like,
Yeah,
well,
they have
I
the
saw.
text messages between Holly and Johnny about
And
that
then
they've been
she overheard them. So she includes in her letter blasting him that he's got some inappropriate relationship with Holly.
and then she's got those pictures that she took of Holly, like and she has Holly's phone, who then she's going to probably send those pictures onto Johnny's phone, right?
Mm,
The
If
thing
she
is,
has the
though,
phone.
if you're
I don't.
sending selfies to someone, your eyes are open.
Yep.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't know. They're thinking that's what she's going to do. I don't know. She's setting
Yeah,
them up.
I mean, that's
I'm
what I'm
thinking she's
thinking.
going to do some photoshopping, but
Well,
I
I
Yeah.
could
think
be
she
wrong.
did, like, fix it with AI that she was passed out.
Yes.
Yeah, so, for some reason, Ari decides, she's gonna party on a school night, which is a bad idea. Seriously, wait till Friday or Saturday. I don't get that.
You would think.
Yeah, Holly
Right before.
is up a paper for Johnny's class, and then her hard drive crashes, and I can't rem she does call Johnny and say to let him know. He's like, "That's okay, we'll take care of it tomorrow." And she's already a little tipsy, and, Sophia comes over and, spikes her drink and then, takes compromising pictures of her, and Sophia freaks out when she sees Johnny with a crib. I mean,
I
she
mean, they're going to blame all of this on postpartum psychosis. I
Depression,
guarantee
yeah.
it. Which I guess that's a decent enough storyline type thing, but she's really getting crazy. Like, she's really getting like, well, they can't have that, my baby. And Melinda's like, look, and even Melinda, when Sophia joked that she wouldn't mind seeing him dead or Johnny dead or something like that. Melinda's like, don't you even joke? And she goes, oh, I would never do that, But
Yeah.
yeah, she's going to some dark places, that kid.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Melinda, reminds her too, she has no say on who gets the
Right.
baby.
Up to
So she's
be.
going to go around. She's finding a workaround.
Oh,
Yeah.
she definitely did. I mean, that's pretty convenient. You're getting two people at the same time you don't like.
Yes. Yeah.
But if Sophia gave her baby up to get Tate back, I mean, that was a flawed plan in the first place.
Yeah. That made no sense. The writers, I don't know. I think there was a change in writing there, and they just went another way. And it
Yeah.
just made sense. Yeah.
Were you guys surprised Holly punched Tate when
Yes, she
Yeah.
literally punched him.
him?
Punched him, not just
That
slapped him.
shocked me.
Punched him in the nose.
That surprised me. That really
She
surprised me.
didn't feel one shred of pity for him.
No. He's a dumbass.
He didn't sleep with the girl. I mean, he did kiss her, and
Yeah.
it was a dumb plan.
It was a
But
dumb plan. It
and the
wasn't
fact
right.
that
It wasn't
everyone
fair
just
to Sophia.
believes, and of course, he doesn't actually talk to Tate about it and find out, at least get
Right.
his side and hear what he has to say about it. She just jumps to conclusions based on everybody else jumping to conclusions
Yep.
or manipulating the situation.
Yep. So, but yeah, the punch was a little bit much. I could see slapping, but punching, then, yeah.
I liked it though, even though I liked Tate. I kind of thought it was funny.
Yeah, when Brady tells you your plan is stupid, then your plan is stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. Not
Well,
think this
But
through.
and again, I actually love the guy who plays Tate, and I actually love the character, the story. I love everything. I mean, I've loved the whole story really for the most part. But I'm thinking Brady's thinking all this and like, wait, he's got my brains and Teresa's let's just say less than stellar ethics and certainly narcissism and manipulation ability to manipulate. So oh dear. Yeah.
I just don't want them to write Sophia in a corner,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm thinking that they could use the postpartum psychosis thing. I mean, they always get people off it. Not in real life, it doesn't work that way necessarily, but on
Yeah.
this show, they try to figure out a way to make it where, in some
Redeem 'em.
cases, where they
Yeah.
I
can
think
come back
yeah.
from it or whatever. But
They
I
tried
don't
to
know.
do
But
that
I
with
knew the minute they started talking about college and Salem University, all that, I thought, oh great, here we go again. We're gonna have a story somehow or other about somebody crushing on Johnny and this and that, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and Brady has spent time with baby Tesoro today. Him and Rafe were talking, and Brady acknowledges, yeah, that could be his grandson that he's holding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So they better
something.
get those results next week.
It
And
looks
then
like it's gonna yeah, it looks like that is the case next week from what I
okay.
saw. Yeah.
Well, will they be the correct results?
Well, yeah. I mean, if the hospital still did the testing, then, you know.
Do
I don't
are we
know.
still thinking it? I don't know. I mean, here's what would suck is if they say no, it's not Tate, it's not matching Tate, but then they don't still pursue it to see if it's Sophia's. I don't know. I hope this part doesn't drag on forever.
This
Yeah. Baby.
is taking forever.
And I can see her freaking out too because it's like when you build on a lie, she was desperate and just
Yep.
kind of following Melinda and doing whatever. But like you build on a lie. I mean, she lied the minute she had the baby, she was hiding it, the whole bit, taking it to the fire station and all that and hiding, pretending like she was still pregnant and all this stuff. And so it never occurred to her that that kid could be adopted in Salem and that it could look just like her brothers or whatever. And last I checked, there's not a whole lot of other people of Asian ethnicity or his family history in
Yeah.
town. So I don't know how they're going to explain that part within the small community of part of Salem that we know anyway. But when she's like, she is right. She's like, my mom already thinks he looks like Cooper. It's only going to get worse as he gets bigger. He's going to look more and more like him. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, but I do like the kind of the umbrella story of it. I do. I just hate it when they get too hung up on one part that is aggravating for too long. So I hope they
Mhm.
pace. They've already done that a few times. So I hope that they pace this part better.
Yeah, 'cause this baby was born, what, beginning of July, and we're almost in the beginning of October. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
3 months,
ridiculous.
almost 3 months.
Yeah. The shout out to the palliative death happened this week too, Anna, with Philip
Oh,
telling
that's
I think
right. That's right. The chunk o' wood.
The
I
yeah.
was
chunk of
Yep,
trying
wood.
to remember. Tony died by chunk o' wood.
A
Wood, like
wood.
a.
yep.
A spike through
That's
the
what.
chest.
That's what I wrote. I used to write. I wrote that one on the Sony boards and the NBC boards. I remember that.
One of Tony's
So okay, yes.
favorite
Thank you
deaths.
for bringing that up, Carrie. What's that?
I
What's
said
that?
one of Tony's favorite
Yeah,
deaths.
yeah. But
Or
I
Teo's favorite.
forgot. I did forget about the context, and I was trying to think, was that really Tony or was that Andre?
Or
I
was
couldn't
I
either.
don't
remember.
I
either.
can't remember who.
Huh?
Yeah. You're right. It could have been
Yeah.
Andre. I think it probably was.
I thought
I
it
don't
was
even know what
maybe
year that
Andre
was.
because wasn't
I can't
well,
keep
let's see.
track
He
anymore.
died that time he died in mine. So
Yeah.
he had been brought back in 2007 off the island with
Off the island. Is
Anna.
that,
So
2007? Is that when they came
so I
back?
Oh.
think he was getting involved in business again. I I vaguely remember
We're
that
not even
now.
sure if
And
this
and
is
he and
Tony.
Philip,
I
Yeah.
know.
that's true. I'm
Mhm.
beginning to wonder.
Yeah. I don't know. So are a lot of other people. Yeah. I see that all
Yeah.
Still
over.
say
Everyone.
Anna knows Tony better than anybody.
Yeah.
And she has a basis of comparison because she was with Andre too, accidentally. I'm just thinking that she would know what's up with all that. But I think if it is Tony, it's definitely darker Tony.
A new Tony.
But
Yeah.
New and improved
but
Tony.
you
You
know
would
what? I honestly don't blame him because Titan tried to steal it out from under them.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
granted, everybody that's been leading that corporation for years now is completely messed up, has no sense, or has no ethics or sense or ability to run a business, obviously. But, still, it's like to just come in and try to like hostile takeover kind of thing.
Yep. Oh, so Chad and Kat.
ugh.
No, they
Again, they
decide they're
grown
gonna go.
together.
I've never seen such a relationship where they just basically do nothing but talk and talk and talk and talk and talk for a year and a
About
half.
the same thing.
Yeah.
About the same thing. Should we tell our families?
Good one, Jen.
Yes. So they finally decide to tell their families, the families that have been propping this relationship the whole time, except for Jack and Jennifer.
Uh.
Yes. And Mark Green got parole.
Oh boy, is this another one
So
coming? I don't know.
yeah,
Mark?
So
we didn't.
he's the same actor. He's nice to look at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. But he really didn't have a storyline other than trying to kill Chad. So
Wasn't he attracted to wasn't Leo attracted to him or something at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the square with the water or whatever it was.
Yeah, they were making it ambiguous because the thing is, too, I think people thought Kat was his love interest, and turns out it was his sister. So we kind of really don't know. But yeah, he did seem kind of interested in Leo. Yeah. Leo actually wasn't on this week.
Yeah.
Wow. He's usually
Neither
on
was
every day.
Kate,
Mhm.
but that's just,
Or
you know.
Javi.
Yeah, no Javi either. So this was odd. EJ has Gwen in this room with this very high-tech door that only a few of them are able to use. Tells her to stay there without her phone to give the electrician money. And
She's
she
stuck there.
agrees to it. There's no way how I would sit in a room without a phone. No.
Not in Salem.
And then the
Nope.
power goes
Not
out.
even
She's really stuck.
if the power goes out, she is stuck.
Nobody knows, and the only person who knows, aside from the foreman and the electrician, that knows that she's there or that room even exists is EJ, and he's stuck on a elevator
Elevator.
with Belle.
Yeah, right here. He's behind me.
Yes, very good. I love that background.
Let's see your Scooby-Doo shirt, Jen.
Oh,
I just noticed the Scooby-Doo part. I love Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
Me too.
Scooby-Doo. Oh, yeah. I used to watch that all the time.
all right.
Now you get to watch it with a
I
new
was
generation,
I was
Marianne.
not a I was
Yeah.
not a big cartoon fan at all, but that was one of my favorites, was that one. I mean, of
Yeah.
all the ones that were out there, that was one of the few that I actually liked.
Yeah, I liked it from the 70s. I remember my oldest though was watching the new ones. And in the 70s, everything was fake and none of these things were real. And then the new ones, no, these ghosts and everything were real. Yeah, I preferred the old Scooby-Doo much
Me
better.
too.
Yeah.
Me the original.
Yes. Okay. So Marlena talks to Sarah and she suggests they do a couples therapy, or she does couples therapy with Xander, probably with somebody else, probably not with Marlena. And then Sarah goes to Xander's place to get the baby, and the blackout happens.
That little girl is adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Xander playing with her. Oh, God, how cute.
Yes. And they put her Victoria down and they made s'mores.
S'mores by candle. Yeah, they melt the marshmallow.
And they did a lot more than that.
I was just
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
is that what they're
Yes.
calling sex nowadays?
Yes, they made
s'mores. They
S'mores.
made s'mores.
s'mores.
Yeah. And then Sarah mentioned Rachel, and they were talking about, they raised Rachel, I guess, for a year, and Rachel named her Snake S'mores. It was cute.
Rachel
that's
probably would
cute.
have been better off with that.
I think, yeah. I don't know.
So is this just the calm before the storm? Or do you think they're really going to be back together, and then she's going to find out that everybody's been lying to her again about Philip getting the beat down?
Somehow she's going to find out, of course.
She's going to find out.
Yes.
I just want them to drop this storyline. I don't care. I like them together.
I do too. Always like
Last week, though, do you think she's going to end up pregnant again?
Probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yep, guess we'll see. What else do we have? And Foster fell ill at the bookstore.
Yeah. Who is that actor? Did he play in something?
Yeah, he
looks
kind of
so
looks
familiar.
familiar. Yeah, he does.
Good. I'd have to look.
But he's been a character actor because he does look familiar.
Could be one of those actors you know the face but not the name because you've seen him so many different things.
Yeah, maybe I have to look him up. Stephanie tells EJ they should hold a gala for the
Oh, yeah.
opening of the Horton Free Clinic. So do you think we're going to get a real gala, or are we going to get, remember Hope's gala that she threw for the Sierra School? And it was just like her and Daniel Cosgrove's character, and there's like two other. This would be a real gala. Well, all the Hortons are going to be there, so it should be quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they all come back. I think is Steven coming back? I thought maybe he's coming back. Julie's brother?
Yes.
Yeah, he's coming back. Or is Jeremy? I don't know. Probably is Marie coming back? I heard maybe she might be coming back again.
How about Mike?
And Mike? Is he coming?
I
Yeah.
think.
Of course, Jeremy, Mike.
Do we have
Who
Carrie
else is
Mark
there?
back too?
I was trying to think who all the Hortons were. Lucas. Bring Lucas back.
Yeah.
I think Lonnie and Eli are coming back too.
Lonnie and Eli. Okay, right.
But I think Carrie and Austin came back too.
Cool.
Or at least Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. And then Sammy. Sammy's supposed to be back too.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, so that might be a real party. You know, that's
Yeah.
always been a pet peeve of mine because we grew up watching everybody with their big hair and the big jewelry, and their big poofy sleeve sequins dresses, nasty style.
Yep.
I saw that. That was good times. That was fun.
And all the side conversations and the things, yeah.
And someone
Didn't
ended
they
up
back
dying
in the
usually.
day? They had a talent show. University Hospital would put on back in the 80s. I think I've seen clips of that. Or
Yeah.
remember that?
Was the free clinic something they did back in the 80s or 90s? Or
I
was that on
remember the
General Hospital?
emergency center. I remember Free Clinic.
Didn't
I
Kayla
can't remember
have
what
some
show it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it was like-
emergency center.
I thought it was like at the riverfront or something, or near
Yeah,
the
it was.
Riverfront Clinic or something? Kayla ran it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have too much more for
guess
next week. Looks like Holly starts a fire in her dorm room, passed out. She has a lit candle that falls into a trash bin.
And my Holly, we're putting that in quotes, right? It's really, what's her name?
No,
Sophia?
Holly rolls over and knocks a candle.
Oh, it's not
Oh,
Sophia.
yeah.
But she was poisoned
Who
before,
left the
or
can-
she was,
Yeah,
Sophia
Sophia spiked
put
her
that
drink.
stuff in her drink.
Yeah.
But
So
she was
that-
drinking before that.
yeah. Again, don't drink in school night. Don't drink the night before you go to work either.
Don't drink in bed.
Don't you-
Yeah, that's like too. Yeah. Okay, and I did see a spoiler. Melena confides in Susan next week.
Ooh,
That should be
Susan.
Susan's back.
It looks like Leo's the one who finds Gwen, so
Oh,
maybe they're going to get their friend back on track.
Oh, yeah, little by little.
I hope so.
And EJ tells Belle that he still loves her.
Hey, at the next Salem Carnival,
Mhm.
fundraising carnival, instead of a kissing booth, they need to have an elevator.
God.
Yes,
Elevator death.
elevator. Yes.
They need to build a little elevator out of cardboard boxes or something and be like, who wants to come in the elevator now? It's gonna break down.
Yeah. When will it break down?
So we had Drake
We'll be in there with
Murray.
you.
Drake Murray got killed in the elevator, but I'm actually watching episodes of Friends now where Drake came back from the dead 5 years later, and Alison Sweeney was in an episode, and then we had Jack got killed in an elevator.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Bonnie fell down.
And then we had Kat. Bonnie fell down during
Yeah,
Body
she
and
died.
Soul.
Yeah.
I was glad to see she wasn't bandaged up this week either. She's fully recovered. And then Chad and Kat were just caught in that elevator, whatever, a couple weeks ago. So it's like, why are people still taking this elevator?
I know.
I mean, you think Bonnie should have owned that hospital
You
after
would
what
think.
happened to her in that elevator. It shouldn't be EJ running it. It should be Bonnie, but she should sue the shit out of them. So, anybody else have anything else for this week?
I kind of love that Belle is going to be watching EJ's spending like a hawk. So, because John left a lot of money to the hospital and she doesn't want it squandered.
Oh,
So, it's going to be interesting.
Right.
He's not going to want her digging around their finances for sure, since they have this. Are we calling it Dr. Rolf's lab for now until we know more about it?
I'm sure
The
he'll be
secret-
I'm
back.
wondering if it's a gambling room.
What, Jen?
I'm wondering if it's a gambling room.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
it's
I
something
think
to
it has
do.
to do with medical.
Yeah.
I think EJ got a taste of how much money he could make from Big Pharma with the whole fake sepsis
Wow.
thing. Where's that doctor? Has he disappeared? The one that
He
Yeah.
disappeared.
invented this miracle?
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be underground, not FDA approved. Some sort of Dr. Ralph type thing. Because otherwise
Yeah,
they wouldn't have to hide it.
Yeah, I'm assuming EJ is funneling money from the hospital into whatever he's doing in that room. That's my guess. But you think he would know everybody would start snooping. But he's got that special door, though, that locks
Alright.
and electricity's out. So,
Gwen must think it's worth it because she's put money into it. So, her money
Yeah.
or Dimitri's money.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess we will find out. If there's anything else, if not, we'll wrap it up for tonight.
Think of anything.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, if you're watching, like,
Okay.
share, subscribe, follow. Please rate us too. That'd be great. All right. Until next time, everyone.
Thanks.
Hey,
Good night,
everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of the weekend.
You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.